Today our topic is how to stop complaining, the Stoic challenge. Complaining is something we all do. When things go wrong, when people upset us, when life feels hard, we often complain. But have you ever thought about how much time and energy we waste when we complain? Complaining does not change the situation. It does not solve problems. It only makes us feel worse. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us how to deal with life's challenges without complaining. Stoicism is not about hiding your feelings or pretending everything is fine. It is about understanding what you can control and what you cannot control. It is about finding peace in the middle of chaos. Let us talk about how we can stop complaining and face life's challenges with a Stoic mindset. First, let us understand why we complain. We complain because we feel something is unfair or because we feel powerless. For example, if your boss gives you too much work, you might complain because you feel it is unfair. If your flight is delayed, you might complain because you cannot do anything about it. Complaining gives us a way to express our frustration. But here's the problem. Complaining does not help. It does not make the work go away. It does not make the plane arrive faster. It only makes us feel more frustrated. So, what can we do instead? Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. Let us break this down. First, let us talk about what we cannot control. Many things in life are outside of our control. The weather, traffic, other people's actions, and even some of our own emotions are not things we can always control. When we try to control these things, we feel frustrated and powerless. This is why we complain. But the Stoic approach is different. Stoics accept that some things are beyond their control. They do not waste energy trying to change these things. Instead, they focus on how they respond to these situations. For example, if your flight is delayed, you cannot control the delay, but you can control how you react to it. You can choose to stay calm, read a book, or use the time to relax. By focusing on your response, you take back control. You stop feeling like a victim of the situation. Now, let us talk about what we can control. We can control our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. This is where Stoicism gives us power. Even in the worst situations, we have the power to choose how we think and act. For example, if someone insults you, you cannot control their words, but you can control how you respond. You can choose not to take the insult personally. You can choose to stay calm and not react with anger. By focusing on what you can control, you take back your power. You stop giving other people control over your emotions. This is a key idea in Stoicism. The only thing we truly control is ourselves. Another important idea in Stoicism is the concept of perspective. Often, we complain because we see things in a negative way. But Stoics teach us to change our perspective. Instead of seeing a problem as something bad, we can see it as an opportunity to grow. For example, if you lose your job, you can see it as a disaster. Or you can see it as a chance to find a better job or learn new skills. By changing your perspective, you turn a negative situation into a positive one. This does not mean you ignore your feelings. It is okay to feel sad or angry. But after you feel these emotions, you can choose to see the situation in a new way. Stoicism also teaches us to practice gratitude. When we complain, we focus on what is wrong in our lives. But when we practice gratitude, we focus on what is good. This simple shift can make a big difference. For example, instead of complaining about your job, you can be grateful that you have a job. Instead of complaining about the weather, you can be grateful for the chance to experience nature. Gratitude helps us see the good in our lives, even when things are hard. It reminds us that life is not all bad. There is always something to be thankful for. Another powerful Stoic practice is to prepare for challenges. Stoics believe that we should not wait for problems to happen. Instead, we should prepare for them. This is called premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. It sounds negative, but it is actually very practical. By thinking about possible challenges, we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally. For example, if you are worried about losing your job, you can start saving money or learning new skills. If you are worried about getting sick, you can take care of your health. By preparing for challenges, we reduce our fear and anxiety. We feel more in control, even when bad things happen. One of the most important Stoic ideas is the concept of Amor Fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens in life, both good and bad. It does not mean you have to like bad things, but it means you accept them as part of life. For example, if you fail at something, you can accept it as a learning experience. If you lose something important, you can accept it as a chance to grow stronger. Amor Fati teaches us to see every event as an opportunity, even if it does not feel like one at first. By accepting life as it is, we stop fighting against it. We stop complaining and start living. Now, let us talk about how to apply these Stoic ideas in everyday life. The first step is to become aware of your complaints. Pay attention to when you complain and why. Are you complaining because something is unfair or because you feel powerless? Once you understand why you are complaining, you can start to change your mindset. The next step is to focus on what you can control. When you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? Focus on your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Let go of what you cannot control. Another practical step is to practice gratitude every day. Take a few minutes each day to think about what you are grateful for. It can be something big, like your health, or something small, like a good cup of coffee. By focusing on the good in your life, you will complain less. You will also feel happier and more content. Finally, prepare for challenges. Think about possible problems and how you can handle them. This will help you feel more confident and less anxious. Stoicism is not about being perfect. It is about trying to be better. You will still face challenges. You will still feel frustrated or angry sometimes. But with a Stoic mindset, you can handle these challenges with more peace and strength. You can stop complaining and start living. Remember, the only thing you truly control is yourself. Focus on that, and you will find peace in any situation. In conclusion, the Stoic challenge is about facing life's difficulties without complaining. It is about accepting what you cannot control, focusing on what you can control, and changing your perspective. It is about practicing gratitude, preparing for challenges, and loving your fate. These ideas may seem simple, but they are powerful. By applying them in your life, you can stop wasting energy on complaints and start living with more peace and purpose. Life will always have challenges, but with a Stoic mindset, you can face them with courage and calm. So, the next time you feel like complaining, remember the Stoic challenge. Take a deep breath, focus on what you can control, and choose to respond with strength and grace. This is the way to a better life.